welcome everybody on to today's webinar. We are excited to have you here. We appreciate your time. We value your time, and we will be brief. It's possible that some of you, or many of you, may have been on a Facebook Live event that we did just a few nights ago, which was literally our announcement to the world of where our company is headed in 2018. And obviously this caused a great amount of excitement throughout the world. Our company is making advances that no one has made. So my job today is to kind of blend in the conversation that you heard on Thursday night with a laser focus on where we are today and what action people should take from today throughout the rest of the year to position yourself for what is going to happen in 2018. So let's take a journey, if you will. Just join me to the obvious question of one of the biggest markets in the world, the $6 trillion energy market. Everyone uses it. It is something that everyone has and everyone needs. But there's a challenge with the energy market. As we've known it today, it's expensive. The average increase in utility costs, the gas and electric that takes care of your home, is 4 to 6% per year. In Canada, the prices have doubled twice in the last few years. And even in California, from California to Florida, we've seen recent price increases approved of over 25%. So it's just illogical to continue to use a dirty energy source that will run out over time. It's polluting our air, it's polluting our ocean, it's polluting our water. You know, folks, we really stay away from the climate change conversation the best we can. But if you read the articles in Southern California right now, the experts, the fire experts are talking about that climate change is what is behind the most arid conditions that they have ever recorded in history, combined with the Santa Ana winds and acts of God, or whatever you want to call it. It has created another extraordinary weather event. The weather events that we saw in Florida and Puerto Rico, which were unprecedented, are scientifically connected to the rise in temperatures in the Atlantic Ocean. And Texas, again, another just extraordinary weather anomaly that is reshaping the world as we know it. Climate change or not, man-made or not, there is one certainty. And that is that millions of people die around the world every single year because of lack of clean air, a lack of clean water, and a lack of clean food sources. And I'm hoping that everybody on this webinar today could agree with the fact that as a society, we can do better. So we can gain our independence. We can be free from the monopolies. We can stop feeding some of the wealthiest families in the world, the Buffetts and the Kochs, and the people that have control over this dirty infrastructure that we have bought into. Now, we're also entering, there's this very unique dynamic going on right now. So we're at this crossroads. Every expert agrees that we need to do something to, again, enhance the future for our children and our grandchildren. So we're watching these weather events. We're watching an unprecedented desire to switch to renewable energy or clean energy. And we're also seeing a shift in the dynamics of the business culture and the work culture that's happening in the United States and around the world. And when I say that, we're entering into an era where platforms are disrupting things that we used to know. Retail, we're watching Sears and JCPenney and Nordstrom's and Lord & Taylor, all of these companies trying to figure it out. We're watching grocery stores that are now being killed by Amazon. We're watching more than ever before in the history of our country what is working and what's not working. And we are entered into the era of the platform. Online technology that is reshaping the world. At the same time, we are married to this new culture, this new workforce 2.0, where people are no longer satisfied with the job, the status quo, going through traffic every single day, wasting an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours of their God-given breaths that they're going to take on this planet in traffic, working with uninspired people and a boss they can't stand, doing a job that's not moving them. And this is where they found themselves trapped in this position right now. So it's almost a perfect storm, for lack of a better term. That's what I'm going to talk to you about. Unprecedented clamoring from around the world to shift to renewable energy. an industry that's creating more jobs, clean energy, solar energy, than any job or any workforce in the United States of America. And if you marry that with part two, Workforce 2.0, people driving for Uber, renting their homes out for Airbnb, wanting a new way of lifestyle, a new way of living, a new way of thinking. And if you, again, marry that to this platform, this disruption of technologies, what we used to know, the way we used to purchase goods, the way we used to do things, well, it has set the stage for a new kind of entrepreneur in a new kind of workforce with a new kind of legacy, an inspired way of doing business and creating income so their families can live the lives that they want to live. That's where we're at. Facebook did it with the media. It changed the entire world, how we communicate, how we get our information. Uber changed the entire transportation industry in a matter of years, a 100-year-old industry in a matter of a few years. How did they do it? They took a platform that connected a consumer, right? That's all it is. Consumer wants a ride, a better experience, save some money. They go on a platform, they punch in the data, and they get an entrepreneur from Workforce 2.0 that wants to live a better way. And boom. What companies valued at tens of billions of dollars. Would you want to own a taxi cab company? And remember, Facebook doesn't own a news media room. Uber doesn't own a car. Airbnb doesn't own a room. It's a platform that connects a consumer that wants a better value than the Holiday Inn or the Best Western or the Ritz-Carlton. They want a better experience, and they go on a platform, and they connect to an entrepreneur who's in Workforce 2.0, who wants to live a different way, do something that's cool, have some fun, and make the money that they need to do to live their lives. Our company had one of the fastest crowd funds in the history of the world. Our company, Powur, based in Encinitas, California, this year had one of the fastest crowd funds in the history of mankind, raising $1.4 million in just a matter of weeks. This is the way it's done, folks. This is the way that the world has changed. Our company, Powur, has built the first platform, like Airbnb, like Uber, like Amazon, like Facebook, like Etsy, for renewable energy. And I also want you to understand how we got here. So if you're a guest here today and you're trying to make a decision, which is what we're going to ask you to do, today is about making a decision whether you want to be a part of this Workforce 2.0 and join our company in what we're doing. So to understand where we're going, I need you to understand how we got here. 4 years ago, our president, our CEO, took a trip to the rainforest. It inspired them to do something about the devastation of our land and our air and our water, as we discussed. We signed a contract with Solar City, the largest solar company in the world, Elon Musk, one of the brightest people on the planet. We delivered tens of thousands of leads, millions of dollars of revenue. We had thousands of people join our company that wanted to be a part of change, that wanted to be in the solar industry and be in the renewable energy industry. Now, we're a platform. We're a data company. We're a software company. So we looked at those thousands and thousands and thousands of pieces of data, and we looked at what was working and we looked what wasn't working. And the solar industry is having the same challenges as the retail industry, as Nordstrom's, as Macy's, as JCPenney's, as Sears. It's costing them more money to get a customer than the profit they make from attaining that customer. And that is a recipe for bankruptcy. Well, we found the same thing to be true in the solar industry. The way that Solar City was getting customers, the way that the largest solar companies in the world were getting customers, they were doing it in malls, kiosks. Now, you may buy your Christmas presents in the mall or get your Christmas gifts wrapped in the mall, but you're probably not going to make the second or third largest purchase in your life in the mall. Nor will you do getting accosted in Home Depot or Best Buy, bombarded online, someone stranger knocking at your door. This fundamentally was a recipe for disaster. And as smart as Elon Musk is, and as big as Solar City was, a $6 billion company in business for 10 years, they lost $300 million. And no one knew if they were going to be in business or not. So our company took a step back, like great companies do. Read Richard Branson, read Mark Cuban, read what they have to say about billion-dollar companies and what they do and how they get there. Our company took a step back from having one provider, the largest solar company in the world, even though we were making money. And people were making money. People were starting to make six-figure incomes with our company on a part-time basis, not coming from the solar industry, not knowing anything, not being salespeople. We took a step back. We looked at Airbnb. We looked at Uber. We looked at these companies. We looked at the Keller Williams real estate model, and we built and enhanced our platform. We went out and signed contracts with 75, now 85, of the best solar companies in the United States, Canada, and Australia. And that includes, of course, Hawaii and Puerto Rico. We signed contracts with the best of the best. We shared with them our vision. We were going to bring them customers. And I want you to understand this because this is important. The solar companies, their biggest challenge, again, is the cost of acquisition of a customer, how much it costs them to get a customer. So we made a deal with them that we were going to bring their phone number. We were going to dial their phone line. And on the other end, we were going to have customers introduced from a friend with a gas and electric bill in their hand that had been educated and were genuinely interested in going solar. Can you imagine how excited the solar companies are about that? How'd you like to pick up your phone without spending a dime, and there's a customer on the other end being dialed in by one of our Powur agents with their electric bill in their hand, ready to hear about them going solar? Well, obviously, everybody wanted in because we built the only solar platform, Uber platform for solar in the world, in the history of the world, and it began. So we started to test the new model. Our agents, over 4,500 of them right now, our advisors, started grabbing their friends and their neighbors and their colleagues from Facebook and social media and neighborhood gatherings and everything else and dialing them into the local providers. The magic there is that the local provider, they're excited, they're thrilled, they're beside themselves. We're their best source of leads. The customer, the consumer is excited because they're getting a warm relationship. They're getting information from a trusted source. And you, the entrepreneur, can win because you can build a six or multiple six-figure income on a part or full-time basis and build the life that you want on your own terms. Folks, does everybody get that? That's the magic. The magic in business is creating something where everyone wins, not taking advantage of someone, not getting over on someone, not overcharging someone, not hyping something that doesn't exist, just giving true value where all the parties that are involved win. In this case, the solar companies, the consumer, and our Powur advisors, and it is working. We are expanding all over the world, and that's why you're on today. We're looking to provide value to people on their solar. Solar is really simple, folks. You know, the question is, how come America hasn't gone solar? It's one of the best deals a consumer could ever get in their lifetime. It's not Bitcoin. It's not some imaginary economic potential resource that may or may not blow up. I'm talking about real value from day one, from the minute you sign your contract. The value for the customer is no money down, 5 to 40% savings, an increase in the value of their home of up to 10%, locking in their electric costs against future price raises, doing the right thing for the environment. There's a 30% tax credit federally. There's state tax credits in many markets, and there's SRECs or energy credits in many more markets. Folks, I got to ask you a question. If you could go back in time and lock in your medical costs 20 years ago, what would that look like today? If you could go back in time and lock in your gasoline costs, what would that look like today? If you could go back in time and lock in your grocery costs, what would that look like today? So if someone presents you the facts that you can get solar on your system, on your home. I have an $80,000 system on my home. I didn't pay a dime. 27% to 40% savings. My bill with gas and electric, Baltimore Gas and Electric, is $7 a month. And we have stories like that throughout the United States, Puerto Rico, Hawaii, Canada, and Australia. Folks, just remember, so why hasn't America gone solar? They were waiting. Maybe they were smart. They were waiting for the prices to get where they are today. They were waiting for the warranties to get where they are today. They were waiting for the efficiency to get where it is today. They were waiting for the federal tax credits, the state tax credits, and here we are. We have reached that point. This is as good as it gets for the foreseeable future. Anybody who can go solar, that doesn't go solar, just doesn't understand money. They don't understand economics. They have a fear of the unknown. Folks, people didn't get cell phones for many, many, many years, right? Because they were too costly. They really didn't work that well. They were big and bulky. And entrepreneurs, a lot of people just didn't get it, right? The entrepreneurs positioned themselves to make a fortune while the consumers were figuring it out. Same thing happened with the internet. It took a long time. It was clunky and it was slow. People didn't think it would take off. But again, the entrepreneurs positioned themselves in front of the internet, and look at where they are today. It's the same thing with solar. It's the same thing with renewable energy. The consumer base, less than 2% of America has transitioned to solar energy. Less than 2%. In Florida, the Sunshine State, less than 0.1%. And the consumers have been waiting, and this is their moment in time, and this is when the entrepreneurs dive in to position themselves in front of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of mankind. This is it, folks. We get one chance. Solar had doubled last year. It's tripling this year. It's creating more jobs than almost any industry in the planet. They are mandating laws from Miami to San Francisco. You can no longer build a home without solar. You can no longer build a building without solar in San Francisco. So we're seeing this as the predictions come in, as the fears continue to rise about rising seawaters and what that's going to do to our landscape. Laws are passing. The mayors of the United States have joined forces. Governors are joining forces. Over 200 countries around the world have agreed that they are shifting to solar and renewable energy, and this creates one of the greatest economic opportunities for a new way of living, a new way of thinking, a new way of earning money than there has ever been before. Save money from day one, become energy independent, do the right thing for the world, increase the value of your home, pay nothing out of pocket, save tens of thousands of dollars, and again, lock in your energy costs. That's what the value proposition is. Our process is simple. We are teaching, again, a group of entrepreneurs how to go to a friend and ask them if they'd like a free proposal for no money down solar. You're at a friend's house, you ask them if they'd like a free proposal, you grab their electric bill and you dial them into our providers. Our provider will qualify them. Make sure that they've got a credit score that's worthy of getting a loan if they want one. Make sure their roof is not covered by trees. Just make sure that they're worthy of solar. The third stage is they'll go ahead and set an appointment with our customer and you get a check. Imagine getting paid for just setting an appointment. That's like an Uber driver getting paid before they pick you up as soon as you get booked, right? You're getting paid when the appointment occurs. They're then going to sign a contract to go solar, and you're going to get paid a commission on the installation of the solar. This could be hundreds of dollars, or this could be thousands of dollars per lead. And we'll talk to you that a little bit more as we go on. So to be clear, our company Powur has built a platform with now over 85 of the best solar providers in the world, and create a workforce 2.0 opportunity where you, without being a salesperson, without knowing how to sell solar, can go online, punch in a zip code, get connected to the best providers, introduce your friend, neighbor, or colleague, let the solar companies do their work, and you get paid. We created this category. There's no one else in the world doing this. Imagine getting involved in a business today that no one else in the world has done. And not only have they done it, but they can't catch us. Our software is valued at over $1 million. It's proprietary, and we already have contracts with the vast majority of leading solar providers in the United States, Canada, and Australia. Our industry pays out millions of dollars per day, and again, there's no one doing what we're doing. We're going to dominate the U.S. market. We're going to build through Canada. We're going to build through Puerto Rico, and we're going to change the world. And we're just looking for the entrepreneurs that want to join us and do it with us. We pay out 70% of every dollar that we get on the platform. So whatever we get in, the vast majority of that, we're paying out to you. We're finishing up right now our $2,000 bonuses that we pay to people for their 3 customers. We pay a percentage of the installation of the revenue. We pay appointment revenue, and we pay bonuses if you build a team for people that submit quality leads to our platform. To join our company, it's only $499. Let's put that in perspective. I come from the medical field, where doctors spend hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, basically mortgage 30 years of their life to get profitable in their 50s. If you buy a snowball stand, I'm on the East Coast. If you buy a hot dog stand, if you buy a McDonald's, or you buy a franchise, you're going to spend thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not millions of dollars to build and start businesses around the world. Renewable energy is the greatest shift of wealth in the history of mankind. And you can have your own business this year, today, for a one-time fee. What do you get for that? Because that's really the question, right? What's the value of that? What do you get? Well, you get our software. Again, you get an unlimited license to our software. You get our websites. You get websites to build and track your business for free. You get training and certification on solar, renewable energy. Our president, Jim Bunch, one of the top trainers in the world, will train you on personal growth, professional growth. We'll train you on social media, branding, finance, whatever it is that you want. These are all opt-in. You can get as much or as little as you want. But we'll give you everything you need to build a renewable energy business from the palm of your hand. Folks, let's talk a little bit about the announcement that was made on Thursday night. A couple of them. Number one, we built our own app. That app is available for members of our company as we're going to launch it. It's available in the App Store as we launch it throughout the world, changing the world. Second, we announced a career path, a larger career path in solar, where not only could you just submit leads to the platform and make money doing that and earn hundreds or thousands of dollars, but just like Keller Williams, if you understand the Keller Williams real estate model, how did they become one of the largest real estate firms in the world? You can sell real estate for Keller Williams and make a living, or you can build a team in Keller Williams and make a fortune. Powur has the same platform. You can submit leads and make a living. You can build a team and really change your life. We've added another portion to that. For the people who are willing to learn and want a career path and want a different way of living and really want to entrench themselves in solar, we have launched and tested and are now paying commissions to people in our company that have gone ahead and using our state-of-the-art software and our proprietary processes, now selling the solar system themselves and finding out how simple that can be and taking another step forward in a career path where they could earn six figures by merely selling a few solar deals a month. So whether you want to build a team, submit leads, create a career path in solar and renewable energy, we have created this one-stop shopping for people that want to be a part of this. And folks, this is just the beginning. I really want you to understand this. Powur has established ourselves as the online source to drive revenue for renewable energy companies. We've lowered their costs so they can be profitable and make more money. Again, consumer gets a better deal and our advisors can make more money. Think about that. Okay, we've created the model. The model works. It's working. Consumers are saving money, solar companies are getting profitable, and our entrepreneurs are building life-changing income. So what's bigger than that? What's bigger than that is the future of renewable energy, because this is not about solar. We've recently started shipping the backup battery that goes in your garage. Drive solar during the day onto your rooftop, store it in your battery, in your garage, and you're off the grid. You're protected against the next storm. Folks, it's not a question of if there's going to be another hurricane coming through Florida or Puerto Rico or the East Coast or now the Midwest or what's going to happen. It's a question of when, right? It's coming. To rebuild any other way but green would be the definition of insanity. As we rebuild in Texas and we rebuild in Florida and we rebuild in Puerto Rico and we rebuild in California, the only sensible, just conscientious decision is to build green. You can build a green home, a more efficient home, less expensive than you can build a dirty home with clean energy and solar on your roof and a battery in your garage and solar powered lighting and water heaters and pool heaters and air conditioners and driveways and walkways, all controlled by a smart thermostat that can be driven from the palm of your hand on your cell phone. That's the world we are entering in. Renewable energy is the greatest shift in the history of mankind. It will never happen again. It's never happened before. Here's what it comes down to. You have one chance to get in front of it. You have one chance as an entrepreneur to get in front of it. If you have a better idea or another way to position yourself or do this, I'd be happy to hear it. But think about this, folks. Where else, for a one-time fee, could you join a company that has figured it out, that has tested it for 4 years, that has worked with the largest solar company in the world, that has worked with other of the largest solar companies in the United States, that has hired the top solar professionals in the world to be a part of our team, that has an executive team that's built and scaled multi-million-dollar companies, with a board of directors that has raised billions of dollars in venture capital, with a model that makes sense in today's society. Airbnb, Uber, Etsy, Amazon, Facebook, Powur. There's going to be a statement that you're going to be hearing that's going to be coming off the tongues of people's mouths not that soon. Are you powering? You'll see bumper stickers in people's windows on their car, just like, are you Ubering? Are you Airbnb-ing? Are you powering? Are you contributing to a more renewable energy world? Are you a part of Workforce 2.0? Are you believe that you can take control of your life and what you do for a living? Do you want to be inspired and leave a legacy to what you're doing in this world? That's what this is about. That's what Powur is about. There are leaders on this call right now and have dialed you in. They run their own teams. They build their own cultures. They have their own websites. They're there to teach you and train you. If you haven't sold anything before in your life, you don't have to. If you don't have software knowledge or web knowledge, you don't have to. If you've never done any of these things before, this is your place in time, and this is your moment in time. Folks, we are heading into the Christmas and the New Year's season. Everyone is going to turn around on January 1st at midnight and think about losing weight, making more money, cleansing their sins, being better than they were the year before. And what's the plan to do that? Again, is it the definition of insanity, or is there a new plan, a new way to be inspired, a new way to take control of their lives? Everyone's thinking the same things. So as we get ready to launch the next wave of our company, Powur 3.0, the only way to take advantage of that is to take action today in Powur 2.0. Get on the phone with the person that brought you on this webinar, get your questions answered, enroll in our company today, and find out how you can be the future of the renewable energy world. You can be part of a platform that's going to change the world, and you can be part of a workforce that is living a better life and changing the dynamic of how people, quote unquote, work for a living. Thank you, and have an amazing day.